Hey, what's going on, guys? We got Knockout Starscream, Joseph Stevens. Welcome, welcome. Give it a couple of minutes, let everybody start logging in. Hope everybody's doing good. Thursday night, we're almost at the weekend. Friday's tomorrow, and then we're off and enjoy ourselves for the most part, right? I know some people work on the weekends, but I don't. So I'll be relaxing. Relaxing. I say relaxing because I'm heading to Orlando with my wife and my daughter, and I don't think I'm gonna be doing a lot of relaxing. But hopefully, you guys are doing good. We'll get started in a little bit. I got some funny stuff for you guys. I got some cool artwork. I got a lot of cool artwork. So uh, can't wait to get into that. Actually, nice. Welcome back, Mouskus 4444 back. Thanks for the warning. Knockout Starscream. Yes, yes, yes. Well, we could talk a little bit about that if you want. Yeah, I saw it too. I saw it at well, it said 9, but or it said 9 Eastern time. But I didn't get to see it till 10. I was following on the YouTube. I didn't get to see it till 10, but I did. I did. I was actually gonna do a reaction video to it, and then I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I don't want to bum you guys out. That's why I didn't do a reaction video. Um, but we can talk about it. We can talk about it in a little bit. Autobot Jedi, welcome. Need a distraction. Nice, nice. Well, hopefully this will give you. We can start it, right? Hopefully tonight we'll start it. I don't know. Can you guys hear the Prime music in the background? You guys, let me know. Thought I put some music on while we wait, while we get into it. Yeah, man. Yeah, we all need that, man. You know, life is stressful. You know, there's always things going on. I figure, it's just a chance for us to hang out, and have a couple of laughs. Oh, I ordered that. That's on this site. I ordered that. Some guy actually posted him on one of the toy reviews that I did. I've got that one, and I've got one for the gargoyles. So yeah, that lights up when you plug it into the USB. Really cool. So, Mauskas, so you want some info on the Galvatron's Revenge? Yeah. So estimated release date. So we're still working on it. We actually rendered out like 5 more scenes so far, and the month isn't over. I think 5. We're almost at 6. So I had a team meeting yesterday with everybody, and I think it's a very good, strong possibility around August, September, somewhere around there, to be quite frank. So it's sooner than what I had originally anticipated at the beginning of the year. Yeah, X-Men is awesome. Yes, I've been an X-Men fan since the late 80s, I would say. Is when I started collecting comics here and there. But in the 90s is when I really started to collect hardcore. All right, so we're 5 minutes into it. Let's go ahead and jump into it, man. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Share my screen. So I'll wait till more folks get on it. We'll talk about the Transformer 1. I want to hear your reactions to it. I did a poll on our community. For the most part, looks like about 70% of you guys like it. So I'm happy for you guys. And then we'll get into it when we maybe have some more people jumping in. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Do this. Let me set up first. All right, so hey, do you guys remember what happened this month? Like, there was a major like cosmic event that took place this month. You guys recall that? Let's see. If you guys recall that, Oh man, we had an had an eclipse, right? We had a solar eclipse happening, right? And so this gentleman here made some eclipse glasses for the event. So I thought that was pretty funny. Eclipse sunglasses, right? Um, did you guys get to see the solar eclipse? I was working, but my wife was out with the baby, and she was able. Our neighbor was kind enough to lend us some of his glasses, and we actually got to see it. So it was pretty cool, pretty neat event that took place. A lot of like conspiracy theory stuff that I'm like, guys, it's just an event, man. It's just it happens every so often. You guys know that. Like, it's not the first one, right? It's just so funny the way the internet works. It's crazy, man, what you see out there. It wasn't in totally, but it was pretty neat. Epic Storm, welcome, welcome. Yeah, nice, cool. All right, moving on. If you guys have played ever played Operation, and you guys remember 1986 Transformer movie, this should make you chuckle. Really should. We got Rodimus or Hot Rod and Ultra Magnus trying to remove the Matrix of leadership from Optimus Prime, who's dead, without touching the sides. If not, bzz, you get electrocuted. All right, I thought that was pretty funny. I don't know. Any of you guys ever play Operation when you guys were younger? I know I had one. I lost the pieces to it, obviously. I think that's like the first thing people lose are those small little pieces go in it. But I thought that was pretty funny. All right, moving on. All right, I did this for myself. So not to get controversial, but I had to put this out. So Courtney Kardashian from the Kardashians, she made a big announcement earlier this week that she's coming out as autosexual. I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure the Autobots are pretty happy about that. So, and anybody who's a G1 fan, you guys know that that's Sea Spray and Power Glide. And in G1, they had some type of an entanglement with humans. Like there was, I don't know, some admiration there between the robots and the humans from those two characters. So pretty funny. I know. I don't like to do a whole lot of, but I did this one myself, so that's why I'm making Decepticons jealous one Autobot at a time. You know, it's just it is what it is. Anyhow, all right. So this one's pretty funny. So for starting from the top, at the end of the day, we are all human beings, not beans, but beans, right? We're not. So then the next person goes, and together we will rice, not rise, but rice. And then the next person goes, let us pray instead of let us pray. And then the final person goes ramen instead of amen. So I thought this was pretty freaking funny, man. Somebody who misspelled something, and then everybody just went along. I think the first one was not a mistake. I think it wasn't done on purpose. Excuse me, it was a mistake. I think everybody else was just making fun of it, and I just laughed and chuckled when I read it. Autobot Jedi says, Jazz and Marissa Fairborn were kind of in the comics. Yeah, my knowledge on the comics isn't that extensive, but I could see that. I think it's more of a like you find similarities, you find something that it is what it is. Kind of weird, but it was innocent back then. So Bert is speechless as Ernie calls the women's rights group and asks to speak to the man in charge. I saw this. I thought it was pretty funny. I loved Bert and Ernie growing up watching Sesame Street. And so the joke is that he's calling a feminist group and he's asking to speak to the man in charge. There would be no men in charge. It's a group of feminists. And we're not talking about the traditional feminists. We're talking about the modern ones. So I thought this was pretty funny. Curious, is there a PA Discord? No, there was, but it got taken down. I haven't put one up or haven't allowed one to go back up since. Big fan of TF and G.I. Joe, and I liked the relation, especially since Jazz was actually flustered once. Yeah. There's good connections there. I mean, when you look at the Transformers and the humans, I mean, that's what kind of makes us right an alliance, right? You've got all these different connections happening, right? This one's funny. So for my 86er guys, cesium salami or beryllium bologna, and then the famous like scratching his head. Grimlock is scratching his head because he doesn't know which one he's gonna pick. I think thought it was pretty cute, pretty funny. Someone cropped it. I didn't even see this. Someone cropped it. Grimlock's arm in here, replacing the guy's hand. So pretty funny. Pretty funny. Oh, not this one. Not this one. Not this one. So when Easter eggs hatch, I thought this was pretty clever, right? You tie dye the Easter eggs, and then you get tie dye baby chicks. I thought that was pretty darn funny when I saw this, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Figured you guys would get a chuckle out of it. Oh man. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Okay, so wait. So we're going to talk about the Transformers 1 trailer that happened that was released earlier this morning. So some of you guys have asked me, how do I feel about it? What is my view? What is my opinion, etc. I'm gonna share it with you just right now, as a matter of fact, in this next meme that I just literally came across maybe about 30 minutes ago. So check this out. What we wanted, and then what we got. And this is pretty much how I personally feel. And I'm not trashing on anybody that likes it. I actually I'm happy for you if you like it. It looks like a fun adventure, to be quite frank. But what me personally, I read somewhere where we were gonna get like I don't know, like like an origin, a prequel to Bumblebee, where we were gonna see them on Cybertron. And so I thought, me personally, again, I I don't know why I thought this, but I thought we were gonna get like the opening scene of Bumblebee. That's what I thought we were gonna get. And so it looks like they're giving us more of a child, more of a juvenile type of a movie. Again, here's what I think. Memes aside, I think the animation looked good. It looked smooth, looked crisp. I like it, obviously, and at this point, it should, right? If your animation looks bad, or if it doesn't look crisp and smooth, there's a problem there. Obviously, these companies have a big budget, so they're able to do that. So even though that's a great thing, it's still not something that's like ooh right? But I the voices just aren't connecting with me. None of them. I don't know. I do like the vehicle modes. They look pretty cool. At least Bumblebee's did. And I think it was Alita 1. I do like the fact that they finally fixed something that's always bothered me. And that's I mean, we can see it right here. Why does Optimus Prime have a windshield? Like, there's no humans on Cybertron. He should have some type of a sensor that goes across his chest, and then when he comes to Earth, then he can get the windshield, because then that will make sense. So it looks like that's what they're doing, and I really do like that, because that just makes more sense to me. But it's such a different feel for me. I think that they're trying to do a Mario style movie, and that's why everybody's so jokey. That's another thing. I mean, the only person that was pretty serious was out of the four main characters was Alita 1. Everybody else was jokes, sarcasm. It was a little too much for me, specifically from those characters. But I don't foresee it making like Mario money, to be honest with you. I saw somebody like ragging on people that are criticizing it. It's like, oh, it's for kids. Well, yeah, if you want to limit how much your potential earning is, yeah, you would focus it on kids. You got to keep in mind that without the kids, or without the parents, kids don't go, right? If you're a minor, you more than likely rely on your parents to take you to the theaters. So if I not really feeling it, then guess what? My kids more than likely ain't gonna go see it. They'll probably watch it once they're finally able to stream it or something like that. So I think when you make a movie, you've got to encompass all audiences. So you can't just say, I'm only going to target one sector of an audience, because you're leaving money on the table. So that's how I feel. It doesn't look bad, but it's not I'm not feeling it. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'll applaud if it's good. I'll applaud if you guys enjoy it. I'll support you guys if you guys enjoy it, because at the end of the day, we're all Transformers fans. So yeah, I'm gonna catch up with some of the comments. Let's see, Knockout Starscream. It would be cool if Knockout makes a cameo. Well, I saw Knockout. I think I saw either Arachnid or Black Arachnia. I'm gonna say Arachnid in the trailer. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but I definitely caught it. Fate Lift. What's my reaction to Arachnid? Yeah, there you go. It's pretty surprised seeing her, to be honest with you. I didn't think we were gonna see that character. Megatron's voice isn't so bad, but I also enjoy the actor's skills, so I'm mildly biased from him. Yeah, you know what? I didn't fit for me, man. You hear Megatron as usually an imposing voice, and I get it. This is before he becomes a tyrant, and before Prime becomes right. There was just nothing there for me. It was so flat for me. And he's a good voice actor, to your point. But I think for Megatron, it didn't hit for me. Where was Sideswipe? I saw Starscream Chocolate. Yes, Autobot Jedi. Ben actually took a screenshot and showed it to us. And yes, the three of them were there, and that was pretty interesting. So it looks like Starscream's the leader of the Decepticon, I guess, and maybe he's going to convince Megatron to join him, or whatever. It'll be interesting to see how Megatron turns in this particular storyline. Let's see. Gina Torres. Yes, she does an awesome voice. That would be great. Hey, Frankie Dodd. Welcome. I hate the jokes too silly and not serious. Yeah, there's gotta listen. Not every character can be jokey joke, right? You've got your comic relief. That's true, but you can't have like 75% of the main cast be comic relief. It just felt off also for Megatron and Optimus. I don't know. It is what it is. But anyhow, cool if they bring back TFP voice actors. I think so. Knockout Starscream, it's funny that you mentioned that. If you go back, and I'm not 100% sure, but when they get tossed down at the very beginning, there's this big robot that tosses like, get in there or whatever. I don't remember what he says. It sounds like the voice of Bulkhead, the guy who plays Bulkhead. So take another listen to it and tell me what you think. If you made that same connection like I did. But anywho, that's what I got for memes, and that's my stance on Transformers 1. And this is accurate how I feel, right? What I wanted, what we got is real childish. It works for Mario because that's a Mario type of movie, right? That's how Mario is. I don't see it working for Transformers. I think it could have, that level of maturity could have been increased a bit more. All right, let's go ahead and get into the artwork. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, go check out the trailer, Autobot Jedi. It's right at the very beginning. All right, so this was sent to me by one of you guys, as a matter of fact, one of you fans. Let me see who it was, so I can give them credit. Give me 1 second. It is from E. Furlong. E. Furlong sent this over to me. And you guys know by now, Storm Shadow is one of my favorite characters from G.I. Joe. And this is a really nice piece. You've got him over in the background, Moon, the Japanese letters, love it. And then the Japanese bottom of the Japanese buildings there. It's very beautiful. Japan is on my bucket list to go travel. I love the culture. We have Asian in my family. I was told it's from Japan, but I'm not really sure. Like, I have 2 cousins and 2 aunts that are a little bit more slanted-eyed than the rest of us. So there's definitely some Asian in our background. But I absolutely love Japanese culture. Can't wait to go one day. But what do you guys think about this piece? I like it. This is the second one that was also sent by the same individual. We've got Optimus and Megatron here fighting. Pretty cool. Looks like this is happening on Cybertron. And yeah, it's on Cybertron, but they're in G1 because that's how it was in G1. So I'm not going to criticize that aspect of it. That's how they looked even on Cybertron. in G1. And then it looks like they're over the space bridge. So we've got the space bridge energy blasting either up or coming down. Can't really tell, but they're definitely engaged in a fight. Really like the battle scene in 1986 where they're both back. It's over, Prime. Never, and that whole battle. That's what it kind of reminds me of when I look at this. Let's see, catching up with the. Let's see. Hey, do you think live action Transformers Prime action is a good idea? It can be. It really can be. I would like to actually. I wouldn't mind doing it. To be honest with you. Hello, a Cryptar from Guatemala. Welcome. Wow, pretty cool to have you. Special guest. Guatemalteco. All right, moving forward. You guys know how much I love He-Man, and this is just a really cool. This is actually from a comic book. I don't remember who does. Oh, Image Comics says it right there. Nice. I usually like to have fan base stuff, but this was such a nice piece that I had to include it. Look at the colors, so bright, so vivid, right? Everybody's fine. Now this is based off of the 2000 cartoon series. I've mentioned it before. I did a video about my top 10 like favorite cartoons of all time. And even though I grew up watching He-Man from the 80s, the Cartoon Network He-Man that aired in the early 2000s is far more superior in every way, story-wise, character development-wise, art-wise, animation-wise, etc. Right? This would be the gold standard of He-Man for me. I did not get to watch the Netflix. I saw what they did to He-Man in the first series, or I read about it, I should say, and and I get it. There was this whole back and forth with Kevin Smith, and it's foolishness. But anyhow, but as of right now, this one is awesome. You've got just about every single main character here. It's really a wonderful art piece. I don't have anything to say about what the artist down here at the bottom did a really phenomenal job, and the colors are, like I said, they just pop the whole thing. So. Let's see. Image Comics is pretty good. Wait, did Battle Cat eat? Yeah, right. Something about this movie is that it's kids' movie, but the vein of Spider-Verse, specifically showing humor in the trailer, keeping serious stuff secret. But see, with the Spider-Verse, it's like not every character was jokey joke. Not every character, and they were teenagers, right? Like I could see Bumblebee being the comic relief, but Prime and Megatron, I don't know. Yeah, let's move. Let's keep it moving. Go to the next one. Look at this piece, X-Men. Oh, this is beautiful. So it looks like this is the gold team from the 90s, right? You've got Archangel in the back, phenomenal, phenomenal piece with the metallic wings. I mean, they did a really great job at making that metal reflection. Looks really awesome. And I do like when they draw him with double wings. So if you look right here, he's got his main set of wings, and then he's got an extra set of wings in the back. I've always liked that part better than just having his two wings, as when it comes to having the metal aspect. So and then you've got one of my favorites here, which is Colossus, big strong Russian. He's very big, he's Russian. He's good. He's strong like bull. He looks like my uncle, right? So very strong pose there with his muscles and whatnot. And then you've got the two lovely ladies in the front. We've got Jean and Storm. I mean, they just look amazing. Great pose. So much femininity to them. Great curvature to the female physique. And then behind them, you've got Iceman and Bishop. Bishop looks ready to rumble, and Iceman is charging up some type of a snowball. It looks like he's about to have a snowball fight. So really nice piece. The background is really simple, but it works. It works for because it actually, the way that the background, it makes your eyes go to the center. So I that's where at least my eyes go. It kind of draws my eyes into the centerpiece. So really awesome. Let's see. All right, so this one. So for my Beast Wars fans, so you guys don't know that, or maybe you guys do. You guys more than likely do. So I remember in 1991 when Beast Wars first came out, this was the first figure that I saw. It was a figure set of Megatron as an alligator and an Optimus Prime or Optimus Primal. I think it was Optimus Prime as a bat. And I was like, this stinks. This is terrible. I don't like this. And then I saw the cartoon, and it was Megatron and Optimus Primal, and I was like, oh, I like this then. And it wasn't the same characters, right? It was the fact that it was established that they were offsprings, or not offsprings. They were the future descendants, right? Of the Transformers, right? So when that story hit and I was able to see that, I was like, oh yeah, that okay. They're not the Transformers from the 80s. They're from the future. They're the what comes afterwards. I got it. And then I started to like it, right? So I thought this piece was really nice. Um, really nice action pose. They're about to go into action. Looks like he's jumping on him, like right here. Looks kind of weird. Like I think they should have some space between them, to be honest with you, because this is kind of looking weird. It looks like he's going to hit him from like the midsection, like, but not straightforward as from up. I don't know. It just kind of looks weird. And especially since the body's facing us, Megatron's body's facing us, right? It just looks like a weird pose, but nonetheless, really good line work, really good art, really good colors, use of color, and great attention to detail all around. Both characters have a great amount of detail, so I really like that. You could see that the effect of him coming from underneath, as far as the effect, right? And then it looks like there's some mist where he's coming out of. So pretty cool, pretty nice piece altogether. Let's see, catching up with you guys. Dude, that was an awesome Russian accent. Thanks, man. I do other ones. I have Jamaican, I have Mexican, I have Cuban, because I'm part Cuban, obviously. Dominican, I could do French, I could do Arab, I could do a bunch. Anyhow, let's see. Rogue and Nightcrawler. Yes, I like Rogue and Nightcrawler jeans. My girl, Iceman's the guy. Yep, absolutely. Glad about this. Director himself confirmed today that it is not connected to the 7 live action films. Thanks for telling me that, Lift, because I had read somewhere where it was, and so if it is, then there's another disconnect. But if it's not, then that's a fresh start, and at least that kind of like it stands alone now. It's not as bad. Moving on. Another X-Men piece. This is another cool one. This is a little bit more realistic than comic book art, right? As far as the art style, right? You've got Cyclops, you got Wolverine. Not too crazy about the skinny. I kind of like Wolverine's face mask to kind of go up and out more. This kind of reminds me of his, like, it's almost like his first appearance when he goes up against the Hulk, and I'm not too crazy about that mask set. But Beast looks phenomenal. Look how big and muscular. The fur effect is awesome. You could see it in his face. He's got the nice growl there. Really cool. Jean, weird pose for Jean. Jean doesn't usually. It's almost like a Spider Woman pose. So not too crazy about the pose for Jean. It could be that she might be jumping up and she's coming to that part where she's about to come down. So not, I don't know. That looks a little bit weird, but the piece itself is nice. Rogue is also weird. I'm not sure what she's holding there. It looks like some type of energy ball. I mean, if that were Storm creating that, it would look like a lightning effect, but I don't know what she's doing. And maybe she's absorbing energy, but she would have to touch somebody for that. So again, those two are a little bit off. The poses are not that bad, but that part, or maybe it's just the sun and her arm is there. See, if it's just the sun, then her arm placement is a little off. It almost makes it look like she's wielding some type of power there. So that's confusing as far as that goes. And then we've got Storm in her classic white outfit. Not much to say there. The arm here looks a little skinny, to be quite frank. If you look at this arm right here, it's nice and strong, good muscle tone for a woman. And then here it looks really thin, really skinny. It does not look proportionate. So that would be my critique. But overall, nice piece nonetheless. I like the clouds in the background and whatnot. So you get the sense that they're jumping into action, which is making it come right out. Very cool, very cool. Moving forward. This is an awesome piece. I really like this piece. So we've got Mojo in the back. We've got Spiral duking it out with Psylocke, and this almost mimics the arcade game, right? You guys played X-Men: Children of the Atom, the arcade game. I played that when it first came out. It was like an amazing game. I rocked it. I played it with every character and whatnot, and it was really cool. So this is a nice one. So they're both into martial arts. Obviously, Psylocke is, but Spiral just has this unique, like, twisting, dancing, fighting. She's an awesome character with her 6 arms. I don't even know how that works out, but wasn't it in the Spider-Man movie? Hey, guy with 6 arms. Sounds hot, right? So it's pretty much the same thing here. But she's just, I mean, this would be a really like epic clash if we could see this happen. Not only in the cartoons but in live action, right? I really like the use of colors, and like I said, it reminds me of the Children of the Atom game. Not just in the characters themselves, the costumes and the color usage. It just reminds me of that arcade game. So this is a phenomenal piece. I really like it. Catching up. Let me read some of the comments here. Jean's outfit is much better here. Love the more bestial look of Beast 2. Nice, awesome pick. Copy Gambit, awesome. Psylocke versus Spiral, something I never knew I needed, right? Autobot Jedi. I agree. That's exactly how I felt. I looked at that, I was like, oh yeah. Let's see. Who do I think is gonna die in Transformers 1? I don't even know the full cast, Frankie, to be honest with you. I have no clue. I have no clue whatsoever. What are my thoughts on X-Men 97? I have not watched X-Men 97. I will not be watching X-Men 97. I am a big source material guy, and I just don't like the changing of it. I won't continue to support that, things that deviate from source material. X-Men was a phenomenal cartoon, and for me, that's where it sits. It didn't need any continuation. Let's see. Oh, for my Predaking fans, check this out. Now I need you guys to help me out here because I really like the art piece right on this. However, I can't tell whose head he's holding. Is it Grimlock's? Is it Trypticon? I would say maybe Grimlock because it's gray, but then I don't really see Grimlock. I know it is Grimlock because this would be the back of Snarl, right? The spikes on his, and here's the tail. So I guess this is the Dinobots here in the back. Yeah, this kind of looks like the foot of Sludge. So I guess never mind. I just answered my own question. It looks like this is Grimlock. So the colors are a little opaque. I would like to see them pop a little bit more. However, the usage of reflection and shine really makes it look metallic, and I really like that. I'm not sure what this is on the sword. Is it supposed to be like Energon blood? If it is, maybe it should be blue. Just so that it stands out a little bit more. Like right now, it's kind of fading in, especially since you've got this red background here, right? This blood, or blood, right? It's I don't know. It looks almost like gum, to be honest with you. So maybe blue would have helped make this pop a little bit more. But what do you guys think about this one? I like it. Looks good. Moving on. Oh, okay. So I grew up, like, I was born in the late 70s. So I grew up in the 80s. I grew up watching Batman. I've mentioned it before. Batman, Adam West. We've got Christopher Reeves as Superman. Absolutely loved it. And then you've got Wonder Woman and the actress is Linda Carter. Excuse me. Escaped my mind for a moment there. And you've got the 3 legendary classic actors portraying their iconic superhero. And man, it's a shame that we didn't get those 3 together in any type of a movie back then. Crossovers did not happen back then. They were very these characters were very isolated in their own franchises. So to have crossovers was not common as far as mainstream media goes. But darn, what could have been? What could have been? All right, then we got back to He-Man. We got a good piece here of Masters of the Universe. We got He-Man riding Battle Cat. What a phenomenal looking Battle Cat. Guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but I am a big cat lover. I find all types of cats fascinating, like tigers and lions and lynxes and Bengal tigers. Probably why I'm such a big Thundercat fan as well. And so Battle Cat, yeah, I absolutely love Battle Cat. Man, what an awesome character. And here he is looking strong, looking menacing. It almost looks like I don't know if it doesn't look like he's right in the middle. So it looks like there's a little bit of an angle here because you could see He-Man's leg over here, but you can't see it over here. So it looks like he's not dead center. So it looks a little off to me. It almost looks like he's jumping on, and he's in the process of doing that. If that's the case, then I would have liked to see maybe some type of swoop effect happening, right, to make it seem like he's jumping on Battle Cat. But then Battle Cat's pose looks like he's slowly crawling towards you, right? He's getting ready to pounce, maybe, type of thing. So, but nonetheless, really great colors, really great aesthetics, great line work. And then you've got, I think this is Castle Grayskull, very different Castle Grayskull, but looks awesome nonetheless. And obviously he's the protector of it. So nice piece nonetheless. All right, let's see. Oh, let's see. Cats are awesome. Yep, I agree. Hello, Omega Maximus. Hello there. Welcome to the stream, buddy. I adore OG Thundercats. Speaking of, there's a new series, Thundercat Comics, out there. It's pretty interesting. I will never recover from seeing Tigra with a mustache, though. So, Carlos, you think RC might get emotional in RID if she's united with Jack, like pick him up and hug him? Yeah, I think so. Very possible. If there's an extended period of time, yeah, that's very, very possible. Is this the He-Man movie? No, but it would be great. You know what? I saw some artwork. I don't know if it's AI artwork, but it was Christopher Hemsworth as He-Man, and he looked buff and ripped, and with the Goldilocks type hair that he has. I was like, oh man, that would be an awesome fit for Chris Hemsworth to play He-Man. All right, for you villain lovers out there, we've got Soundwave, we've got Storm Shadow, and we've got the Baroness with Ravage, a G.I. Joe Transformer crossover, which was announced, if I'm not mistaken, earlier this week. Looks like Paramount has announced, and it is a go for this crossover to happen. I'll be curious to see. I'm hoping for good stuff from that film. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's amazing that people that own these properties can't seem to deliver grand slams with these movies. But anyhow, but this is a nice piece. You've got some nice. It looks like it doesn't look exactly like comic book art. It almost looks like animation. So I really like it. I like the piece. Cool with the villains. I could see this team up, and it would be a very, very dangerous team up. All right, now we've got next Thundercats, guys. Chitara. I'll admit it. I had a crush on Chitara when I was a kid, and this is just a phenomenal art piece. Again, feminine, strong, curvy, great use of color, great shading, great highlights, realistic piece here. I love the face. Almost looks anime in the face. Almost the eyes don't, though. They look more like our style, but nonetheless, really phenomenal art piece. And the cheetah to go next to it. Wow, that's just amazing. And then you got the background, right, where you got half of it being a cheetah face and half of it being her. This is epic. This is an epic piece, in my opinion. I really, really love it. She's awesome. She's an awesome character, and this is an awesome piece of artwork. X-Men Evolution. I mentioned this in cartoon, in my top 10 cartoon. I love the X-Men Evolution. Different take than what the 90s X-Men was. Again, this is giving us X-Men as if they were teenagers, and it was different. And I absolutely loved it. I loved how they used their powers on an everyday basis. Like if I was Jean right now, I'd be using this cup to do this, instead of having to pick it up myself, right? So really, really nice piece. So let's break it down. You got Professor X at the top, the leader, right? The father figure of everybody. You've got Storm and her nephew Spike over at the top. Phenomenal. Really nice. You could see his spikes coming out from. Great piece. So He's actually throwing his spikes from his forearm. As you can see, the spikes are going off. Really nice piece. Nightcrawler, teleporting in from the back. Awesome. You've got Kitty Pryde. I mean, Kitty Pryde, you can't see her powers, right? She phases through solid objects. Cyclops is right there at the main stage, right? Because he's the leader of the group and shooting out his visors. Jean Grey there with her really nice effect. That's very, very similar to the effect. That's almost identical to the effect that they used in the actual show. So that is very, very impressive. That's really nice. And then, of course, you've got Wolverine in his stealth costume there at the bottom, which I actually like that one a little bit more than the brown and yellow one. Oh, and let's not forget Rogue. Now, Rogue was an interesting take. I actually wasn't too crazy about the direction that they went with her, right? She has her natural mutant ability, which is to absorb mutant powers. But I was so used to seeing Rogue, being super strong, flying, invulnerable, and she just never got there. The only time that they kind of did that with her is when she took Juggernaut's powers, which is really cool to see. So this is a really nice piece. As a matter of fact, if I can print this, I would put it up in the on the old office here. See, I'm gonna catch up with some of your comments. Zach, let's see. I remember X-Men Evolution. Still like the Cap and Logan during World War II. Nice. I really liked how Apocalypse looked in that and how they brought him in and whatnot, and like that whole build-up, right? That was, I think that's what I really liked, was the build-up to Apocalypse. You'd be using multiple man's power to do so many tasks at once. Yeah, that's pretty true. That is cool. X-Men shows are awesome. Yep. Carlos, could you notice my Quintesson question? Let me see if I can go. Quintesson. The Quintessons are seemingly the main antagonists. Yes. Yeah, it seems like that too. So it looks like they are going to be those what I guess brings them together or helps them fight a mutual common enemy. So it's pretty cool. Let's see. I miss Spike. Spike, he was original to the show. Yes, original to the show, original character. I liked Spike. Shame that he kind of got to the point where he became a Morlock and distanced himself from his family. But nonetheless, he was a cool character. I liked him. If the MCU were to introduce the mutants, would they take the 616 route or the Ultimate Comics route? You know what? I really don't know. I hear rumors of the 616 route. I don't know. I think what they should do is give the majority of people what they've been wanting out of an X-Men movie since X-Men movies started. Right? I did not like the X-Men films at all. I saw an interview, or I think I read it, where they interviewed the guy that plays Wolverine. I can't remember his name now. Hugh Jackman. And he told the interviewer that Bryan Singer, who was the director for the first one, the first, second, and I think the last two of it, that they were not allowed to read the comic, the source material at all. I don't like that. When you look at Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man movie, that guy followed source material, and that's why there was a huge difference in success rates between the two films, right? I think give the audience the majority audience of what they've been wanting for the past 2 decades. Why wasn't Bulkhead and Smokescreen in the movies? I don't know. I have no idea. Rogue is cool. Apparently, we would have gotten Cable in season 5 of Evolution. Yeah, that would have been cool. Happy about today. Got a financial crisis, forced to purge my collection. No problem. Faylift. So yesterday was Fateless's birthday. So hopefully you had a happy birthday, my friend. Let's see. First Class, the first time last year, was interesting take, though sloppy in some points. Yep. Yeah, it was. I mean, you can't blame the director too much. He's working with whatever he was given, right? So I tend to cut him some slack just because of that, right? All right, let's move on. Check this out. This is full of 90s goodness right here. We've got a hodgepodge of different things. We've got biker mice from Mars. We got street sharks happening. Got Ninja Turtles. We got some Battletoads. So nothing but 90s goodness right here in this picture. This is a really cool art piece. Really fun, I would say. And out of all of these cartoons, I didn't watch all of them. I think it was just the Turtles, to be honest with you. So I mean, I remember seeing Biker Mice from Mars. Didn't get into it. The Street Sharks, didn't get into it. Battletoads, I had the game. Had the game for the NES. My gosh, was that a hard game? I don't think I ever got to beat it. It was the only one of the only games that I didn't get the chance to beat. So cool piece, cool fine piece. Another X-Men piece, and this time we've got a combination of gold and blue team. We've got Archangel, and he's got like, I don't know, 3 sets of wings in this one. I think it's a little overkill for 3 sets, but looks cool nonetheless. We got Gambit and Rogue, power couple. Really nice. She looks really strong. She's ready to battle it out. We've got Storm with her electric powers. She's about to electrocute somebody. Nice proportions all the way around, to be quite frank. Actually, Storm looks a little bit bigger than Cyclops, to be quite frank. If you look at, I mean, I don't know, like look at her face. Her face is a lot bigger than his. So I think the proportions, the size, maybe she should have, if she's in the front, like, so the way I'm looking at this, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, her cape, the cape that comes from her arm to the back of her shoulders, it's behind Cyclops. So Cyclops is in front of her. Unless it's flapping in the background, which we can't really tell because it's 2D. But I think some overlap might help. But to me, right now, Storm looks either bigger or she looks like she's in the forefront, and it's throwing me off when I look at the two of them together. Moving on down, great piece by Wolverine. It's coming at you, great typical action pose of Wolverine, very classic pose from Wolverine. You've got Jean at the bottom down here. She's flying out. And then you've got big, strong Colossus at the bottom. And you got little Iceman all the way back here catching up with everybody. So, and look who I missed. He's like, where's Waldo? Here's Nightcrawler right back here. So nice piece overall. I think the colors could pop a little bit more. They could be a little bit more vibrant, in my opinion, but nonetheless, really nice piece. Watching the time, 12 minutes. Okay, here. So this is what I mean by making the colors pop and be a little bit more vibrant. The colors here are just wonderful, right? They pop as soon as you look at it. Like let's look at that. You see, notice how they're more solid in this one. They pop a little bit more. So the great use of color. We've got, just a handful of characters here. We've got your original X-Men, but they're, they're further along because instead of Angel, we've got Archangel, right? Instead of human-looking Beast, we've got beastly-looking Beast, and then instead of Snowman, we've got Iceman. But here's where my issues with this piece. This pose of Cyclops is just so weird, even with this foot, the way this foot is happening here. It's just a really awkward pose. I think based on how, man, I don't know, but I think this foot should be kind of on the ground, kind of like pointing in the same direction as here. This is a weird pose. And then the way that his torso's kind of going this way, and then look at his arm all the way back here. It's a little weird for me, to be honest with you. Jeans is fine. Archangel's is fine. Iceman's is fine. Beasts is fine. It's just Cyclops is throwing me off, to be honest with you. But other than that, this is a nice solid piece nonetheless. I give it a nice, like either C+ or B- somewhere around there. This is an action figure. No, this is not an action figure because I don't see joints. I don't know if this is AI or not, but wow, this is a nice piece. This is Warpath or Thunderbird. I think it's Warpath. Really nice. The black with the red. Native. I think he's Native American, if I'm not mistaken. But really nice, really strong. I think the movie version of Warpath did not do this character justice. Like I look at this guy and he's like imposing. The actor that they got was not imposing. So, but this is a nice art piece nonetheless. I'm not really familiar with what his mutant power is. So I know he's got super strength. I know that, but after that, I'm really not sure. Apache. Yes, I remember that too. Yes, Apache. But this is a really nice piece nonetheless. And you can see the texture. I'm going to zoom in here. Look at the texture here in the pants. Right. Nice texturing. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but you could see it here too on the shoulder pad or in the shoulder area, I should say. Look at the veins popping on this guy, man. You can tell he works out. Really nice piece. Okay, so this I love this. I love this. This is your original X-Men from Jim Lee's X-Men from the 90s. And it was a variant cover. You had like four, if I'm not mistaken, one, two, three, four. Yes, you have four different covers happening. So the cover one, if I'm not mistaken, was Magneto. Cover two was these guys. Cover three was these guys, and then cover four was these guys. So this is the original piece put together as one solid frame. And then down here, somebody went in and updated the colors. Look at the difference in the coloring aspect, right? Look at the gradient that's being used here on Jean's powers in comparison to here. So flat, right? You've literally got from pink to white. You've got more gradient and you've got a glow happening here. So you go from hard to soft, real smooth. I like this piece. Everybody's like, their highlights and their shadows were accentuated. Beast looks more solid in his coloring, and you could see that he's got actually a the pink effect here on the hands and the feet that is being reflected from Jean's power. That's completely absent here in the original piece, so that's really nice. I'm going to skip on over to the far right. Look at Magneto's power. How menacing it is. You could tell like it's magnetism, there's electricity going on in there or something. The glow in his eyes, there's no glow here. You could even see the glow in between the fingers. You kind of see some of it in here, but you really get the feel on this one. And then obviously you've got some great highlights happening here on the side. Phenomenal piece all the way around. You've got Cyclops' optic blast looks really good. It's just there's a level of transparency to it because you've got ice. You can see Iceman slide through it. So really nice all the way around. This was great pose by Jim Lee. Great artwork, great line work. He's by the way, he's my favorite artist. He is my absolute favorite comic artist. I don't know if I've shared this with you guys, but I saw him. I got to meet him. So I think it was my 15th birthday. My dad asked me what I wanted as a gift for my birthday. And I told him, I said, Dad, I really don't want, an item, an object. What I would like from you is to take me to meet my favorite comic book artist. And that could be my birthday gift. So my dad took me, it was a Friday night, even though my birthday, I think, was on a Saturday, but he took me Friday night. They were doing a tour. It was him and Mark Silverstreet. They had gone over to Image Comics already. And my dad stood in line. My dad's not really a patient guy. He stood in line for like 2 or 3 hours with me just so that I can get this guy to sign some comic books for me. And they were only allowing one comic book to be signed per guest. So I gave my dad one, I took one, and they signed it. And so once we left, I said, man, and my dad asked me, so what did you think? Was it what you were expecting? I was like, yeah, I just wish we could have gotten more comic books signed. And he goes, well, why can't we? So, well, because tomorrow they're going to be in New Brunswick, and today they're just here for today. And he says, so my dad actually offered. He says, well, let's go tomorrow to New Brunswick and we'll get some more comics signed. And I was like, okay, cool. And it was so interesting because it started to snow that night on Friday. And so by the time that Saturday came by, there was like a good, I would say 3-4 inches worth of snow on the floor, maybe more. And my dad still took me to go see this. Now, from where we lived in Passaic all the way down to New Brunswick was a bit of a drive. It's not like it was like a 15-minute drive. We're talking about at least 45-minute drive at the very least. It might have been more. But yeah, that's kind of like one of my favorite memories on my birthday. Watching the time, we got 5 minutes left. All right, same thing here. We've got a poster here from Jim Lee, and then you've got an updated comic or updated color scheme on this particular thing. Again, just look how using lights and shadows makes your artwork pop, and the variations, even the tones. Look at, for instance, the hue of Cyclops's uniform here, much darker blue than it is here. And it separates, right? You can actually see the difference between the blue between his costume and the blue between Jean Grey's costume, which again is a different hue, so it makes sense. Here it's very, very similar and almost gets lost. Again, here with Cable in the background, look, you've got nice differentiation of the hue and the colors that are going on, while here it almost looks mixed in. So really, really nice piece. I'm not going to reiterate what we've gone through. I love how the ice actually looks like ice over here, more so in this. I mean, this looks like ice too, but I think that teal is too strong, and I think the light blue is a bit more subtle here. So really, really nice piece. I love it. These are the X-Men that I grew up with. So when you look at like action figures, these are the ones that sell the most because these are the ones that are more familiar to us. And this is what the X-Men cartoon was built off of, is the costumes of these characters from the 90s, right? Got a nice little animated piece of Rogue and Gambit, really nice. So really cool. Really, really nice. So I'm going to catch up with some of your comments here. Autobot Jedi, you were blessed that night. Carl Sure. Yes, my dad is a good dad. Have a very strong bond with my dad. He was a great dad. He was a hard dad. He was hard when he needed to discipline me, but he would always tell me, I do it because I'm your dad when I need to be your dad, and I'm your friend when I need to be your friend. And he was. We had a very good friendship bond. We would do a lot together, go to the movies and stuff like that. So my dad was my friend growing up as I was a teenager. And we talk at least once a week now. So great dad. And I try to emulate that with my kids as well. Well, let's see. Very nice panel. This is nice. Close relationship with my dad too. Nice knockout Starscream. Very important. Very important for us to have strong bonds with our parents. In my opinion, the stronger the bond, the better you have. And it's good because they're the ones who raised us. They gave us life. They sacrificed. As a father, I can tell you, there's a lot of sacrifice that goes in for raising children. So it's good. It's good. Do I think Nemesis Prime is going to be up on Transformers 1? Again, I don't know. I haven't been reading up on anything because I kind of want to have like a blank. See, I've come across a couple of things, but not a whole lot. But I don't know. I don't know the entire cast, so we'll just have to wait and see. So going back to what I was saying, tigers, my favorite, right? Or cats, big cats. Look at this. And I don't know if this is part of a cartoon, an anime, but look at this gorgeous beast right here. Beautiful. I know it's not X-Men. I know it's not Transformers. It's just a wonderful art piece. I love it. I want to cuddle this guy, and then anybody that messes me, I want to send to attack for. It's like my own battle cat right here. Oh man, could you imagine if this was in green and yellow stripes, green fur, yellow stripes? It wouldn't be battle cat, right? Cringer. It would be Cringer. So nice piece there. Star Wars in Disney aspect, like if Star Wars was done in Disney art style, this is pretty funny. This is pretty cool. We got Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, 3PO, and Yoda. Very well, I say. So I really like this. I thought it was fun. I thought it was cute. I thought it was awesome. So I wanted to show you guys this because this is Disney art style, and I just think it looks pretty cool, especially since now Star Wars is with Disney. I thought this piece is cool because of that as well. So guys, we are at the end of our hour, guys. I hope you guys had a moment, a couple of laughs, and just a moment to kind of like do a woosah, and just relax and hang out and check out this artwork, right? And have a good time. So thank you guys sincerely. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Be safe out there, and I'll see you guys on the next video that I upload. Guys, take care. Till all are one. Peace out.